guys, we are back with another song by Eminem. And which one are we doing today?
Today we're doing a song called Heat.
Heat.
Yes. Do you know this?
Well, I mean, like you've said, you showed me like every song on this album or something, like even just like a few seconds of it when it first came out. I don't recall. I don't know. Maybe I know it. Maybe I remember.
So I don't know if you will or not. So this isn't a song I necessarily listen to that much. It's interesting. It samples the movie Boogie Nights.
We saw that.
Yes,
That's
which
with Mark Wahlberg.
yes. So technically the chorus on this has a sample from Mark Wahlberg and John C. Reilly. So we saw Boogie Nights after I showed you this album because this we watched Boogie Nights within the last few years. This came out, years ago now.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't even recognize anything about it.
I probably don't even remember.
Yeah, so this is an interesting song. It's one of his silly ones. The sound of it is like okay, but throughout the whole song is littered with puns and double entendres that can easily go over your head.
So this is gonna be a long one.
So I don't, maybe it's just there's going to be a lot to figure out, and there's chances I'm probably going to miss tons of them, even though I know that they're there.
Okay.
Yes. So we're gonna do what we usually do. We'll listen to the song, we'll break it down and all that.
Is the song also heavily politically motivated?
Now, there's one line that references Trump, but in a interesting way. You'll see what I'm talking about. All right. And today we are sponsored by Manscaped, our newest sponsor, which, as I mentioned, I got their Performance Package 4.0, which is awesome. It comes with the Lawnmower 4.0, and the best part about it, in my opinion, it has this light, so you can actually see what you're trimming down there on your ass, your balls, all that. It also has a ceramic blade there, which is perfect for preventing like nicks and ingrown hairs, all that. So buzzers, they typically, I don't know if you know of the phrase that they bite. You ever hear that?
It like clips
So
your
clippers will
skin.
bite you. Yeah. This ceramic blade really prevents that from happening. So it's awesome. It's waterproof. It prevents ingrowns. It's the greatest buzzer I've ever used for grooming. And the Performance Package 4.0 comes with the Lawnmower 4.0. It comes with this cool little travel kit.
Wow.
Yes. It comes with the attachments for the lawnmower trimmer, right? So you can adjust how low or high you want your hair to be. It comes with the ear and nose trimmer. I always go to say ear and eye trimmer. I don't know why. It's funny. And it comes with ball deodorant and ball toner.
Ball toner.
Yes. So
We still need to give me that ball toner.
so as I've mentioned in previous videos, I have not yet used the ball toner.
No, he hasn't.
But apparently
I'm not opening it so he could do it on camera. I just want to see what's going on here.
Yeah, so it's obviously a thing because people use it. So I've been saying it for the past few days, but I will report back. I'll let you know. But yes, Manscaped, it's awesome. It's by far the best I've ever used. And you can get 20% off and free shipping with the code WithSmith at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free
Not
shipping
sorry.
20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com and use promo code WithSmith. Unlock your confidence and always use the right tools for the job with Manscaped, and your balls will thank you. Mine do, for sure. Oh, wow, that smells really good.
Yeah.
That's not even the deodorant, huh?
No, this is the ball. I was trying to see what happens, I mean, this is
Your
not
hands.
balls, but
Yeah.
we could I'll let you guys know at the end of the video how what I'm feeling and what this is like.
All right. You're up.
Yes. And this video is also sponsored by Carnivore Snacks. Literally, this stuff is just incredible. Like I literally can't stop eating it. I'm almost done with this bag. This one kind of reminds me of bacon because it's like the pork loin. I'll show you what it looks like. It's absolutely incredible. Yeah, I've got 2 pieces left. You see that? You see that fat? And this is all just like it's like a dried meat snack. It's super delicious. It's salty. The fat literally melts in your mouth. This whole thing like melts in your mouth. Like I I've never had a better dried meat snack like this. Like It's absolutely delicious. Only 2 ingredients: pasture-raised pork loin, Redmond real salt, and it's all good for you. Like I say, we don't get sponsored by companies that we don't actually like. Like that's why we're very passionate about the few companies that we are sponsored by. This is just literally incredible. And you can use the same coupon code for Manscaped for carnivore snacks and you will save 15% off your order. And the link is in the description below. Also, check out Chomps, which is my other favorite meat snack. This is beef jerky. It's also grass fed and no garbage in here. All good for you ingredients. Not crazy with the calories. It's like 90 calories for this whole stick. It's a great snack if you're at work or if you're like, I don't know, walking around. If you have like a baby and you need like a quick snack and you got like baby in one hand, your snack in the other hand, like you could eat it with one hand. Like it's great. And you can use the same coupon code with Smith for 10% off your order. And that's all orders. And an additional 10% off subscriptions. Links in the description below. Also, check out SeatGeek if you are in the market for concert tickets. I know there's been a whole bunch of cool concerts going on right now. You guys are probably not interested, but like Taylor Swift has her tour going on. And I don't know, she's been having like the coolest outfits ever. But aside from that, so you can use the coupon code for like concerts, sporting events, literally anything that SeatGeek has a ticket for. You can use it. And it's with Smith, and you will save $20 off your very first purchase. And the link is in the description below. And check out our Amazon storefront if you want to. Follow us on social media channels, like and subscribe. And that's it.
Oh, one other thing I forgot to mention about Manscaped, which is like one of the coolest things, is it comes with a pair of boxer briefs, which I didn't even realize, but I showed you. The fabric's awesome.
Yeah.
So that's another part of the Performance 4.0 package. So definitely check that out. All right, here we go. Heat.
You wanna take it from the top?
Lady, you remind me of my raps on that relapse shit. Cause you got an ass thick as them accents. Two ass cheek implants, call that an asset. Cause you can set a glass on it, it's massive. From the first time I saw you, I actually said to myself, I gotta meet her like a taxi. Exactly, love affair in the backseat. Sorry if I'm being graphic, but I'm stiff as a statue you set on a shelf. I feel like I'm a bust. Maybe I'm just ahead of myself. Let me slow down, slow your Camaro. I'm trying to catch up, I'm trying to jump your bones to the marrow. Got me under your control and your spell. Wanna wrap you up, put you in a bow like an arrow. Grab you by the hope it's not a problem, in fact. About the only thing I agree on with Donald is that. So when I put this palm on your cat, don't snap, it's supposed to get grabbed. Why you think they call it a snatch? I just wanna climb in a sack. I'ma keep it 100 like my speedometer's at. I'm watching you rap. I'm the dude following back. About 6 cars, I'm in the lack. And I wanna all day, all night. You ask, I'll stay the night with you. You say you're lying, me too. I'm burning up, I want it all day, all night. You feel my heat. I'm a fire.
So that was Mark Wahlberg and John C. Riley that we just heard at the
Yeah,
end.
I wouldn't have remembered.
No, so funny. So
This is really, really, really good. Like, if only he made all the other songs on his album like this one.
like I said in the intro, there's so many clever like puns and double entendres that totally went over my
Yeah,
head the
this
first
is
time.
like really good.
So yeah, so this first verse it's got some, but it just gets crazier in each successive verse. So the song starts out with "Want to Take It from the Top," which is a direct sample from Boogie Nights, and that's John C. Riley saying it. And so it's the song is titled "Intro," parentheses "Feel the Heat" on the Boogie Nights soundtrack.
Okay.
So it's like a sample from the soundtrack and kind of the movie too.
And if you don't know anything about Boogie Nights, he was like a porn star.
Yeah, Mark Wahlberg played a porn star.
So it just gives you more context into like,
Yeah,
the
what it's
relationship with
about.
the song.
Yes. So Eminem comes in first verse. He says, "Lady, you remind me of my raps on that relapse shit, 'cause you got an ass thick as them accents."
Oh, because Ass Like That was on Relapse.
No, so okay, so Relapse is obviously Eminem's album, if you guys aren't familiar. He did, he got a lot of critiques because he did accents on the album.
Yeah.
So he's like, you got an ass as thick as them accents. So he was saying his accents were thick on that album.
But also,
Ass like that isn't on there. It's on is it on his greatest hits? It's not on Relapse though.
mm,
Ass like that. But yes, that is another Eminem song. Ass like that. Then he continues on that scheme. He says 2 ass cheek implants. Call that an asset.
like a set.
An ass set. So like a set
Yeah.
of cheeks. Because you could set a glass on it. It's massive. So people were pointing out that this is alluding to Kim Kardashian's photo shoot that she had like a glass on her ass sitting on it.
Oh, yeah.
So he's referring to that. Then
But
he's
it's also like T-Pain, or no, it was Flo Rida who said like an ass big enough you could fit a cup on her booty.
yeah,
So I feel like it's also more like that too.
yeah, for sure. What is she doing?
I don't know. She's playing Luna.
All right. And then he continues, from the first time I saw you, I actually said to myself, I got to meet her like a taxi.
Like the taxi is a meter, like it like lets you know how much you owe.
Meter, yes.
Yeah.
And then it sounds like meter, homophone. Then he continues, exactly. Love affair in the backseat. Sorry if I'm being graphic, but I'm as stiff as a statue. You sat on a shelf. I feel like I'm a bust. Maybe I'm just ahead of myself.
So like a bust is like when someone's face, and usually like the top portion of their chest, it's like a statue or like a sculpture. And then ahead of myself is what a bust
Yes.
is.
So that's exactly right. He starts the scheme. He says, "I'm sorry if I'm being graphic." So he's preemptively apologizing, but I'm as stiff as a statue. So he's saying he has a hard on, right? And he's
Yeah.
equating it to a statue. So he introduces the statue and like the boner scheme, and he says, "You sat on a shelf." So like a bust, you know what I mean? And like
Yeah.
statue. But I feel like I'm a bust, so he's gonna come, right? But
Mhm.
the bust, which you already pointed out, and then ahead of myself. Then he continues, let me slow down. Slow your Camaro. I'm trying to catch up. I'm trying to jump your bones to the marrow. Got me under your control and your spell. So he's trying to slow down your Camaro, your car, right?
Yeah.
So
Like just like slow down.
yes, and then I'm trying to jump your bones to the marrow. So jump your bones, sex, but then to the marrow, play on the bone.
Yeah.
And then got me under your control and your spell. Um, want to wrap you up, put you in a bow like an arrow. So bow and arrow, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then a bow is like a present, but it also could be like a double entendre, like like fold her up in like a position, like a bow, you know what I mean?
Okay.
And then he continues, grab you by the meow, and then
Pussy.
yes, hope it's not a problem. In fact, about the only thing I agree with Donald is that. So when I put this palm on your cat, don't snap. It's supposed to get grabbed. Why do you think they call it a snatch? Okay, so he does
Oh my God.
this long scheme here. So grab you by the meow, which is obviously grab you by the pussy, and then which is obviously he's referencing Donald Trump's, was it Access Hollywood? Whatever. There was the tape when Donald Trump was running for president where he was on a hot mic and he said, "Oh, when you're famous, the women they
Yeah.
let you grab them by the pussy." So Eminem saying that he's going to do that, and he says, "I hope it's not a problem," and he's saying that's the only thing he agrees with Trump on. And then he says, when I put this palm in your cat, so that's continuing the cat, the meow, don't snap. It's supposed to get grabbed. That's why they call it a snatch. So snatch is obviously a play on vagina, and then
Yeah.
grab something and you snatch something.
Yes.
Yeah, it's funny.
And I just wanted to say,
It's
so my hand still smells really, really good. I feel like,
making the skin tighter.
yeah, I feel like it's just very like, it feels soft.
Interesting.
And yeah, like, see, I mean, you're not
Yeah.
gonna see anything, but it's nice. I would recommend it. It's like cooling, I think. It'll probably be a cooling thing for you.
Nice. So he continues, I just want to climb in the sack. I'm gonna keep it 100 like my speedometer's at. I'm watching you rap. I'm the dude following back about 6 cars. I'm in the lack and I want a fack. So wait a sec. I feel like there might be. I'm watching you. Okay. I didn't know if there was lyrics missing. But yes, he wants to climb in the sack, so he wants to get in bed, have sex, keep it 100, like my speedometer's at. So he's speeding, right? So he mentioned before, like, I got to slow down your Camaro. So it kind of goes back to that, the lines before where they're in like their cars. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She's in the Camaro. So I'm watching you rap. So like she's rapping. We hear him say that she's rapping his music, and he's following her from 6 cars back. He's in a Cadillac and he wants to fack, which is obviously an allusion to his song Fack.
Oh my God.
And then so Eminem comes in. It's considered a pre-chorus, but he's saying pretty much the same thing as in the chorus from Mark Wahlberg and John C. Reilly from Boogie Nights. It says, all day, all night. You ask, I'll stay the night with you. You say you're fire. Me too. You're burning up. I want it. So, I mean, it's self-explanatory.
Mm.
And then we hear all day, all night. You feel my heat, fire. Feel my heat.
Or like my heat, like obviously he's talking about like the heat coming off of his
Junk.
crotch
Yeah,
area. Yeah.
for sure. All right.
Ugh.
We will pick it up here.
Hate to inconvenience you at the convenience store. Put them jeans you wore like I never seen before. I pretend I work there while I clean the floor. Checking you out like the clerk while he rings you up. Pull out behind you when you leave and you don't even know it. Word, yo, Rick, man. She's brushing her hair, adjusting the mirror. She's rapping my shit, but she wasn't aware I was there. Or maybe she was and just didn't care. Who knows? At least that ain't up in the air. But some deceive. So like a chick who thinks her coochie don't stink. If she ain't planning to do shit this summer's eve, maybe she wants to keep me company. But fuck the peppy lip pew shit. Ain't stepping to you, bitch, I say to myself. Plus she's bumping my music and chasing no tail. Like a skunk in heat, I could sweat her to some degree. But fuck it, I'm the male. Let her come to me. Repeat that again. Let her come to me. Male, sweater, need some degree. Fail. Fuck it, pull it beside her. Side swiper, dodge viper. Wood is a bright. I asked if she wants a computer lodged in a vagina. Said my dick is an apple. She said put it inside her. I said all day, all night. You ask, I'll stay the night with you. You say you're on fire. Me too. I'm burning up, I want it. All day, all night. You feel my heat. Fire, 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 fire. Feel my heat. Black.
Okay. So yeah, as I said, there's so many things, double entendres that just go over your head. It's nuts. So he comes in, verse 2. He says, hate to inconvenience you at the convenience store, but them jeans you wore are like I never seen before. So self-explanatory, but he's saying, I don't want to inconvenience you at the convenience store. It's just a funny,
Yeah.
thing. But she's wearing jeans that he never seen. I guess it shows off her ass. Then he says, I pretend I work there while I clean the floor,
That's so funny.
checking you out like the clerk while he rings you up, pull out behind you when you're leaving, and you don't even know it. Word, yo, Rick, man. Okay, so let's go back to the top there. So he's pretending he's working there.
Yeah.
And then the
like
line,
literally cleaning the floor.
yeah, and then he does checking you out like the clerk when he rings you up.
Because that's what it is. They were checking you out. Like they're
He's
but also like
looking-
he's saying that like the clerk is checking her out.
Well, the clerk is like literally checking her
Yeah,
out.
and
But
then
he's
also like
Eminem staring at her ass.
but then also I think he's saying the clerk is also like checking
And
her
yeah,
out
that could be like that
while
too.
he's checking her out.
It sounds like it could be that too. And then he says, pull out behind you when you're leaving, and you don't even know it. So
Creepy.
again, he's creating this thing where he's following her around. She's a few cars back. Now,
Yeah.
so this is a reference to, let's see, I think there should be something on the annotation here. So Rick Ross, okay, I'm going to read this directly from Lyric Genius because it explains it perfectly. It says, Eminem's line is referencing the controversial date rape lyrics by Rick Ross on Rocco's 2013 song UOENO, where Rick says, quote, put Molly all in her champagne. She ain't even know it. I took her home and I enjoyed that. She ain't even know it. So that's like a straight date rape line. So,
I never knew Molly to be used as date rape.
Well-
Just saying. I've done it more than enough times in my life and I never had lapse of memory.
well, GHB is the date rape drug and it's effectively, it's like just like Molly. It gives you the same feeling. it's date rape because it puts you in the mood. You feel so good. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not the same as a roofie, which will like knock you out.
Okay.
GHB though, which is called the date rape drug, it literally just gets you high on Molly. So you're like, okay, you know what I mean?
But
But you're
like have fun trying to get them to leave wherever they are.
yeah. So when he says when you're leaving and you didn't even know it, so he's continuing the story by saying she doesn't know he's following her, but it's the exact line from Rick Ross saying don't eat and you don't even know it. And that's why he says, "Yo, Rick, man." He's literally shouting out Rick Ross because
Okay,
the
that makes
"you don't even
sense.
know it" line.
Yeah.
Then he continues, "She's brushing her hair, adjusting her mirror. She's wrapping my shit, but she wasn't aware I was there, or maybe she was and just didn't care." So it's a cool little thing. The air, there.
Yeah.
But again, he's observing her. She's doing her thing. She doesn't know. Who knows? At least that ain't up in the air for some to see. So like a chick who thinks her coochie don't stink, if she ain't planning to do shit this summer's eve, maybe she wants to keep me company.
My God.
Okay. So back when he says, maybe she was and just didn't care, who knows? At least that ain't up in the air. So do you pick up
I
on it?
like your nose in the
Yes.
air.
So he does the who knows, meaning like who knows whether she's aware that he's following or not, but then the nose, like your actual nose, and at least that ain't up in the air.
So like you
So
couldn't smell it.
so if someone has their nose in the air, they're like snobby and obnoxious. You're like you're uppity. If you have your nose in your if you put your nose up at
Yeah.
somebody. But then it's also like the no KNOW as the lyrics are written here, and it's like who knows, it's up in the air whether it's true or not. Do you know what I mean? Whether she knows or not
Mm.
for some to see. And then okay, then he continues. So like a chick who thinks her coochie don't stink if she ain't planning to do shit this summer's eve.
So like douche, and then Summer's Eve is a brand
Of
of
douche.
yes, and like vaginal pH balancing things.
Yeah, so the do shit sounds like douche it, and then Summer's Eve is an example of one of them. Then maybe she wants to keep me company. But fuck the Pepe Le Pew shit. Ain't stepping to you, bitch. I say to myself. Plus she's bumping my music. Ain't chasing no tail like a skunk in heat. I could sweat her to some degree, but fuck it. I'm the male. Let her come to me. Okay.
So Pepe Le Pew was the little skunk who would follow around Flower or Daisy or whatever
I
her
don't
name
remember her
was.
name.
I want to say it was like Flower,
Yeah,
but it was
maybe.
like she was a cat, right? She was a cat.
Kind
I
of.
don't think she was a skunk.
Maybe.
Like he was attracted to her because she like looked like him and whatever. But he would follow her around and she just wasn't interested.
So he's saying, Eminem saying he's not going to pursue her like that.
But that's what he's doing.
I know, it's funny. Okay. Then he says, ain't stepping to you, bitch, right? And then he says, ain't chasing no tail like a skunk in heat. Okay, so the skunk goes back to Pepe Le Pew,
Yeah.
and then tail, like the skunk has, like a skunk in heat. So if a skunk's in heat, it's mean, they're trying to mate,
Yeah,
which is also
exactly.
the name of the song, Heat. So it ties into the title. And then he says, I could sweat her to some degree. So sweat her goes like
Oh, like a sweater.
yes. So it goes like to heat, right? And
Hmm.
then degree. So degree is also a deodorant brand.
Yeah.
So maybe he means that. I think he might. But then he says, but fuck it, I'm the male. Let her come to me. So male, MAIL, letter.
Letter.
Yes.
Okay.
So there's a
Oh
whole crazy
God.
scheme here. And then he literally does this part where he says, could you repeat that again? And he does this thing which drives some people crazy, where he literally explains his double entendres. He literally says, letter, come to me, mail, sweater, heat, some degree, fail. Then he says, like, he's making fun of himself for having to explain his lines. Then he says, fuck it, pull up beside her, sideswipe her, dodge viper. Wood is so wood is so bright. Is it wood? So it's funny. The chick in the first verse, I don't know. I thought it was the same girl, but she had a Camaro, and now
Oh,
it's a Dodge Viper. So I don't know if it's a different chick or
but
not.
she's in a different car.
Yeah. Okay, so it is. Yeah. Side swipe her Dodge Viper. Wood is so bright. I asked, does she want a computer lodged in her vagina? Said my dick is an apple. She said, put it in cider.
Like apple cider.
Yes, so that's cool. So hold on, I'm getting myself confused here. Sideswipe her Dodge Viper. Wood is so bright. Wood is so bright. What am I missing? What is he talking about? Like the wood, like wood grain? Wood is so bright.
Maybe talking about his wood.
Maybe. Wood is so bright. Okay, I don't know. I'm losing something. So it could be allusion to like he has a heart on, which would be the wood, but so bright. Let me know if you guys are picking up
Very
on
bright
something.
wood.
Yes, so but then on the tail that he said, does she want a computer lodged in her vagina? Said my dick is an apple. So apple computer, and then like you already pointed out, she said put it inside her, but it sounds like cider, apple cider. And then he continues, I said, and then it goes back to the pre-chorus and then the chorus. All right, we're gonna finish out the song now.
Oh, you got plastic on me.
Blackout, come to, hands covered in blood. Motherfucking gloves and a shovel stuck in the mud. I just bodied the beat, so that hole must have been dug. Cause it just died like food coloring does. So let's get turned like a shish kebab, twisted ma. Like an air conditioning knob, we be great together. Don't care if it takes forever. If I gotta wait, I guess it's better late than never. You felt my heat rubbing off on you. I love your personality. Come on, little mama, you're hot enough to melt Rick's beat. Come jump in the water. I bet you get your self-esteem from your persona. With an ass to match, girl, your body is lit. You're striking, I'm a gas, girl. You're just gonna have to put the mother chumps on the back burner. You got puns, I got Asperger's. Just let me rest my head between that set of D's while I shred MCs like cheddar cheese. It's just a thoroughbred in me, ain't a better breed. My dog thinks so too. Look at my pedigree. The world is what I think of you. I think you're divine, so I might swing on you. I'm just kidding, girl. I wouldn't lift a finger to, unless it's the middle one to finger you. All day, all night. You ask, I'll stay the night with you. You say you're on fire, me too. I'm burning up, I want it. On the ones and twos, the 3 or 4 in the morning. Bricks on the cut like Neil's foreign. He's mixing it up for me and Norin. A teddy like short for Theodore. Yeah, we're Audi 5000.
Fuck, it's my big dick, so everybody get ready fucking now!
Okay. Yeah, that was actually a direct quote from the movie.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so last verse. So he comes in, he says, blackout, come to, hands covered in blood, motherfucking gloves and a shovel, stuck in the mud. I just bodied the beat, so that hole must have been dug. So this is very reminiscent of like
His
the
like prior songs.
the relapse and then framed from this album where he's blacking
Yeah.
out coming to. So he's covered in blood. So he killed the beat, he's saying.
Okay.
Yes, I bodied the beat, so the hole must have been dug. And then he says, because it just died like food coloring
Oh, like
does.
die.
Yeah, so he died food coloring.
Yeah.
And he says, duh. So it almost sounds like he says, because it just died like food coloring does, but he is saying duh. But for some reason in my head, I feel like he should be saying does. Either way, he says, so let's get turned like a shish kebab, twist it, ma, like an air conditioning knob. So get turned, so get
Yeah.
fucked up,
And
drunk.
dance.
But, you know,
Like twist it. Like
shish kebabs,
dance.
you literally turn them like on skewer. And then he says, twist it, ma, like an air conditioning knob. So I don't know if this is like a hand job illusion.
Oh, I thought he was telling her to dance.
Could be. Either way, he says, we'd be great together. Don't care if it takes forever. If I gotta wait, I guess it's better late than never. You felt my heat rubbing off on ya. I love your personality. Come on, little mama. You're hot enough to melt Rick's beat. Come jump in the water. So he's just, kicking game to her. I'm trying to see if there's. This is
And my
like.
heat rubbing off on you. Like he's like humping her.
Yeah, so. Yeah, I'm trying to see if there's anything I'm missing, but I think you're right. I think that might be the only line here. So yeah, my heat rubbing off on you. So I do think it's a play on like the temperature of his heat, and then that
Yeah.
he's like humping her. Um, and then hot enough to melt Rick's beat. So Rick Rubin produced this. I don't think I mentioned that, but so he mentioned Rick earlier, but he was referring to Rick Ross. This time he's referencing Rick Rubin, who produced it.
Mm-hmm.
So it says, "Come on, jump in the water." Then he says, "I bet you got your self-esteem from your persona." So the way he says it, steam, sauna.
Oh,
I
okay.
bet you
Okay.
get your self-esteem from your persona with an ass to match. Girl, your body is lit. You're
Oh,
striking.
like a matchbox.
Yeah, and then he continues the scheme. I'm a gas girl. You're just gonna have to put them other chumps on the back burner. You got buns. I got Asperger's.
Oh, like a
There's a
grill.
long scheme here. Yes.
And then Asper, like butt.
So it starts off with steam, right? And then sauna. Okay, then he says ass to match, so like a match. And then your body is lit. So it's another fire
Yeah,
scheme. And then you're striking. So
like
you
a matchbox.
and then he says, I'm a gas. So meaning like he's fun, but
Yeah.
gas goes with the match, strike, all that. And then he
Mhm.
said you're gonna have to put them other chumps on the back burner. So that's another burner. That's a gas fire scheme. And then he says, you got buns, so she has an ass. And then he says, I got Asperger's.
And then he says girl. You could sort of like rearrange the letters in there
Grill.
and write grill.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. But yeah, Asperger's is it's on the autism spectrum, right?
Yeah.
So he's doing a play on that, saying like you got buns, I got Asperger's, which is actually a funny thing, like to because he's obviously doing the rhyme scheme of burger, like the meat and buns, but it's funny like he's saying you got this, well I got this. It's very funny. Then he says, just let me rest my head between that set of D's while I shred MCs like cheddar cheese. So set of D's, I guess to her boobs.
Yeah.
And then he's beating up MCs, shredding them specifically. And he says, that's just a thoroughbred in me. Ain't a better breed. My dog thinks so too. Look at my pedigree.
Like pet agree. Like he agrees.
Yes. Okay. So there's a few things. So yes, he says, that's just a thoroughbred in me. So he's saying, I'm a thoroughbred. He's the pure, right?
And
And
it
he
just goes
says,
into like a breed
yeah, he
scheme.
literally says, ain't a better breed. So breed, thoroughbred, same type of thing. And then my dog thinks so too. So like his friend, like, oh, my dog.
Yeah.
But like as you pointed out, so
Like his actual dog.
yeah, then he says, look at my pedigree. Okay, so pedigree, breed, thoroughbred, they're all like effectively the same thing. Breed and pedigree are kind of. But then yes, like she said, my dog pet agree, which is so crazy. Um, and then the world is what you the world is what I think of you. I think you're divine, so I might swing on you.
Oh, like a vine.
Yes. So I think the world of you, and then divine sounds like a vine. And then it's so funny where he says, I might swing on you. So he means like you could swing on a vine, but he's also saying, I might punch you. I might
Oh, I thought
swing.
maybe like cheat on you.
No, like punch you. I might swing on you. And then he says, I'm just kidding, girl. I
Okay.
wouldn't lift a finger
Oh,
or
right,
t-
right, right.
I
Okay.
wouldn't lift a finger. Is it or to or at you? Let's see. I have the lyrics on my phone. I wouldn't lift a finger to, just TOO. I wouldn't lift a finger to unless it's the middle one to finger you, which is very funny. So he's like, I might punch you, but I'm just kidding. I wouldn't lift a finger unless it's the middle finger to finger you. So he's going to finger her, but with his middle finger, which is funny. It's like saying, fuck you. All right. And then it's the pre chorus and chorus. And then he has this little outro here. He says, on the ones and twos, 2, 3, or 4 in the morning. So if you're on the ones and twos, like he's on the mic, like performing till 3 or 4 in the morning. So it's a play on the ones and twos and then partying late. Rick's on the cut like Neosporin.
Which is like triple antibiotic ointment.
Yes. And then cut is like a name for a track. Like, oh, listen to this cut, album cut specifically. So Rick Rubin is on the cut. And then Neosporin, like she pointed out, you put on an actual cut.
Yeah, but don't use Neosporin. Use just bacitracin. Take it from me, who worked in dermatology for a period of time.
Yes.
It's not. Most people are allergic to it.
Yeah, so they have the lyrics wrong here, which is funny. So then the next line is he's mixing it up for me and you're in. So he's mixing it
Oh,
up for me and you're in.
because I was like, who's
I
Lauren?
know.
Then we go into Theodore. I'm like, who are these people now?
And he says he's mixing it up for me and you're in. Teddy like short for Theodore. We're Audi 5000. So a Teddy like short for Theodore. So you're in a Teddy. Wait.
Like a teddy? I mean, if he's talking about, like, women's lingerie, it's like a lingerie thing, a teddy.
Oh, is it? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I don't know if that's what he means, though.
I'm sure it is. He says he's mixing up for me, and you're in a teddy, like short for Theodore.
Okay, yeah.
So yeah, obviously the name Teddy is short for Theodore, and then apparently a teddy is like a nightgown or a lingerie type thing.
Yeah, let me see if I can get, like, a picture, like a teddy.
And then either way, he says we're Audi 5000, so you know that's saying Audi 5000.
Mhm.
And then you hear from
Why am I
it's
fucking
another sample from the movie where it says I want to fuck, it's my big dick, so everybody get ready, fucking now, which is a quote from Mark Wahlberg from the movie.
Yes. I don't remember what that was. My phone's not working. Okay. But Google it. You guys have Google. Silk
Yes.
teddy or like lingerie teddy, and you'll see what a teddy is if that's what he's talking
I'm
about.
sure it is. It's the only reason he said it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right. So your
It's
thoughts?
really good. He has so many really complicated and really interesting like one-liners and rhymes in this song. Like I really, really like it.
Yeah.
Not too much like political or like
No.
ideological commentary like the other songs on this album, which I like. I mean, obviously he's entitled to his like how he feels and his politics, but you know, it's nice to like break up the politicalness of the album.
Yeah. No, I agree. Yeah, I like
Mhm.
this song. Honestly I forget about this song
It's really
all the
good.
time. Yeah, like you said, there's so much. I guarantee you, I probably even missed some of them. And while we were breaking this, I probably just read right through it, and it went over my head because it's so compact. Like every verse, it's like every other line almost. It's really cool. It's very clever.
Yeah.
The sample's funny. You know,
Yeah.
apparently he was obsessed with it when he was using. He would just get high and just watch us like a handful of movies over and over, and this was one of them. He like loves Mark Wahlberg.
That's so funny.
Yeah. So yeah, this is a good one.
Yeah, definitely. And definitely check out Manscaped, Carnivore Snacks, SeatGeek, Chomps, Amazon Storefront. Like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.
See you. Bye.
Bye.